A new cryptocurrency romance scam has become a widespread scam targeting tech-savvy individuals. Fraudsters use crypto as a means of accessing the online world. While most of these romance scams target less tech-savvy adults, this one aims to target younger, more educated women. A researcher at online fraud prevention company SIFT tried one of the popular dating apps. She was matched with men who claimed to be cryptocurrency investors and gave her investment advice. This scam typically begins by establishing a false relationship with the target and gaining their trust. Typically, they convince the victim to send funds to unreliable wallet addresses, and even cloned websites. Once the victim sends funds to the fake wallet address, the scammer disappears with the victim's money. A new scammer will continue to use false trust to trick its victim into making investment decisions on cryptocurrency platforms or participation in cloned websites. The new crypto scam is a complex scam that targets tech-savvy individuals. Typically, the scammers approach victims through social media and dating sites. The initial interactions focus on developing trust and convincing the victim to send funds to their virtual wallet. In the case of Sai, the scammer was able to convince her to send him $1.2 million after just 2 months. In R's case, the scammer contacted him on LinkedIn, claiming to be an alumnus of the same tech university in China. Another common new crypto scam is the Nigerian prince scam, which has spread into the cryptocurrency world. These scammers impersonate a famous person and ask them to send their cryptocurrency. This scam has spread to many large websites, including Twitter and Facebook, where victims have been duped into sending money. This is a very effective method of obtaining funds, and it is very easy to fall victim to. Despite the new technology behind cryptos, scammers have been using old tricks to trick their victims. The most common new crypto scam involves an application that requests account credentials, locking the victim out of his/her account and preventing him or her from withdrawing the money. The app will then ask for additional money and perform transactions for the scammers. While cryptos are based on new technology, it is important to protect yourself from these scams by reading our tips and staying vigilant. To avoid becoming a victim of the new crypto scam, beware of cryptocurrency projects that advertise big profits for a low price. While these projects are highly technical, the scammers use malware to drain users' cryptocurrency accounts. A common crypto-related malware will monitor your computer's clipboard to copy cryptocurrency addresses. This malware will then replace legitimate addresses with scammer ones. Some of these scammers even infect your computer with a cryptocurrency miner. A recent survey showed that 1 in 20 people contacted through dating apps were engaged in crypto scams. The scammers are able to trick victims by developing a fake relationship and forcing them to transfer money to questionable wallet addresses. However, victims are not always aware that they are being scammed. The most common type of scam involves a fake dating profile that promises a long-term relationship. It is a common scam which involves a high degree of victim trust. During the initial stages of the scam, the conman may be in a romantic relationship with the victim, showering them with affection and love. The conman may talk about cryptocurrency trading and investment opportunities and convince them to hand over money. However, once the scammer gains their trust, he will then move on to another scam. In other words, he will kill them by tricking them into parting with money. This latest scam has targeted highly educated Singaporean youths. It has been observed that 90% of pig butchering victims in Singapore have bachelor's degrees. About 70% of the victims are women in the age group of 25 to 40 years. Gasso conducted a survey of 400 people in North America, Asia, and the United Kingdom and discovered that many of them had borrowed money to invest in fake cryptocurrency schemes. Many of the scams involve sophisticated corporate operations. They are linked to Chinese triads and have head offices and branch locations. The employees of these scams receive salaried positions and get 10 to 40% commissions if the slaughter is successful. These individuals undergo extensive training, including finance terminology and scripts. Each new recruit is brainwashed, and their progress is reviewed daily in meetings. The implementation is dependent on their skill level. According to Global Anti-Scam Organization, this new scam originated in China and Southeast Asia. Chinese syndicates have been behind the scam, and reports of the scams began to spread across China in mid-2019. It was a runaway hit for the scam industry. The scammers also target the Chinese-speaking population. These scams target tech-savvy individuals with their fake Chinese websites. This scam is a growing trend in the world of online payments and cryptocurrency investing. Despite the increasing popularity of online dating scams, the FBI issued a general warning about the crypto and pig slaughter swindles. According to the Internet Crime Complaint Center, over 4,300 victims reported losses of $429 million between January and July 2021. While Cryptoromance scams began in China, they have now reached the US and have been linked to an IT manager's $1.3 million loss. In a recent investigation, community substandards looked into the rise of romance scams targeting the so-called Yahoo Boys. They set up a fake Facebook account and discovered 24 groups devoted to criminal enterprises. Other investigations have shown that YouTube videos promoting such enterprises have increased in number, as have video views. While the numbers are high, they are still far lower than those of traditional scams. And in the case of Yahoo Boys, their efforts seem to have been in vain, despite the fact that many victims have been scammed. This latest trend involves scammers posing as people who want to make money. They may ask the victim to transfer money to them as a favor, claiming to need money for a business deal or inheritance. Some romance scams even set up targets as money mules, in which they act as a middleman, laundering stolen funds. Many victims have paid bogus fees to accept money that never shows up. According to the FTC, romance scams cost Americans more than $1 billion over the last 5 years. The total loss reported in 2021 was $547 million, more than 6 times the amount of losses reported in 2017 and 6 times higher than in 2016. The average individual loss last year was $2,400. As a result, it is important to know that you are not the only person who could become a victim of romance scams. While older people are less likely to be scammed than younger individuals, their age and level of technological expertise are not an indicator of their safety. In fact, many older adults and younger people have fallen victim to romance scams. And younger generations have the least digital education. So the risks are very real. When contacting a stranger on Tinder or video chat, never give them money. The findings of the study show that younger adults and teens fall prey to these schemes at a much higher rate than their elder counterparts. The technology of the internet has made it possible for romance scammers to post fake profiles on popular dating websites and use direct messaging on social media sites to lure victims into parting with their money. The scams range from hundreds of dollars to life savings. In fact, one woman lost over $200,000 to a romance scam online. The scammer convinced her to send her money through email and text messages. She was ripped off of her savings, half of her retirement fund, and 2 loans. The scammers use convincing stories to lure victims into sending money to them. Some even pose as a trusted individual. They may pose as a sick child, or a financial crisis. Others might claim to be a tech-savvy individual who shares information online. They may also pretend to have mutual friends and interests. These stories are often fabricated to make victims feel that they are helping someone in need. But in reality, they are just stealing money.